Here's a complete guide for all the Tiny Turret's pet battles in Tanaan jungle. For this you will need the following 11 pets, with an optional one to make one of the fights go a little smoother. The pets are Creminius, a Nubisaf Idol, an Emerald Protowhelp, a Nether Fairy Dragon, a Zandalari Kneebiter, a Zandalari Ankle Render, a Sister of Temptation, Icky, a Ghastly Kid, a Lost Nether Pup, a Phoenix Hatchling, and an optional pet of a Sharp Talon Hatchling. Defeating each one of these pets will give you a Felt Touch Pet Supplies bag. In this bag there's a chance of getting one of the following pets: a Nightmare Bell, a Zanga Spore, a Periwinkle Calf, or a Seaborn Spore. First up is the Tainted Maulclaw. For this you will need an Icky with Quills, Bleakclaw and Flock, and a Nubisaf Idol with Crush, Sandstorm or Stone Skin and Deflection, and an Emerald Protowhelp with Emerald Bite, Emerald Presence and Emerald Dream. For this fight you could opt to use the Sharp Talon Hatchling with Falcosaur Swarm, Wild Winds and Predatory Strike. This one works more reliably than Icky, so if you have it, use it. If you're using Icky, start with Bleakclaw followed by Flock and then Quills. If you're using the Sharp Talon, start with Falcosaur Swarm followed by Predatory Strike and then use Wild Winds until the Tainted Maulclaw is defeated. You can get some bad RNG with Icky as shown in this video. This is why I would recommend using the Sharp Talon instead. However, if you are using Icky and it is defeated, bring in your Nubisaf Idol, you cast Sandstorm and Crush if needed to finish off the Tainted Maulclaw. With all of these fights, once you defeat the main pet, the backline pets will be given a buff called Felt Corruption, which for 10 rounds increases their damage by 50% and reduces their damage taken by 50%. So the Nubisaf Idol and Emerald Protowhelp make great backline pets for these fights, as they both can reduce damage taken, and the Protowhelp has a very strong heal, and the Idol also heals for a small amount when he attacks. So if using the Nubisaf Idol, use Sandstorm and Cooldown, Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities or just to waste a round, and Crush to fill. If using the Protowhelp, cast Emerald Presence and then refresh this with 1 round remaining, Emerald Dream when needed and Emerald Bite to fill. Once the 10 rounds of Felt Corruption have passed, these pets are very easy to defeat and shouldn't pose any problems. Next up is Bleakclaw. For Bleakclaw you will need a Nether Fairy Dragon with Arcane Blast, Life Exchange and Moonfire, and then your usual cleanup pets, Emerald Protowhelp and a Nubisaf Idol. Start with your Nether Fairy Dragon and cast Moonfire. Followed by an Arcane Blast. Bleakclaw will use Liftoff and avoid this. Now cast Life Exchange. This will heal you back up after Liftoff is hit. Now use Moonfire on cooldown and Arcane Blast to fill until Bleakclaw is defeated. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Felt Corruption is active. Do whatever damage you can with your current pet and then bring in either your Nubisaf Idol or Emerald Protowhelp. If using the Protowhelp, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining, use Emerald Dream to heal and Emerald Bite to fill. If using the Nubisaf Idol, keep Sandstorm or Stone Skin active, depending on which one you've taken. Use Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities and Crush to fill. RNG was with me here and I managed to finish all 3 pets off with my Nether Fairy Dragon. Next up is the Chaos Pup. This one's in a cave near the location on the map. For the Chaos Pup we'll be using a Zandalari Kneebiter with Hunting Party, Bleakclaw and Bloodfang, and then your Nubisaf Idol and Emerald Protowhelp. Start with your Kneebiter and cast Bleakclaw followed by Hunting Party. Unless you get a bad crit, this should finish off the Chaos Pup. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Felt Corruption is active. Do whatever damage you can with your current pet, and then bring in either your Anubisaf Idol or Emerald Protowhelp. If using the Protowhelp, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining. Use Emerald Dream to heal and Emerald Bite to fill. If using the Anubisaf Idol, keep Sandstorm or Stone Skin active, depending on which one you've taken. Use Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities, and Crush to fill. Next up is the Corrupted Thundertail. For the Corrupted Thundertail, you will need a Zandalari Ankle Render with Hunting Party, Primal Cry and Bleakclaw, and then your Anubisaf Idol and Emerald Protowhelp. Start with your Ankle Render and cast Primal Cry. This is so we become faster than the Corrupted Thundertail. Now cast Bleakclaw. Then follow this up with Hunting Party. If your Ankle Render is defeated, bring in your Anubisaf Idol, and then cast Sandstorm to finish off the Corrupted Thundertail. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. If your Ankle Render was still alive, do whatever damage you can with it before it is defeated. With your Idol in the battle, cast Sandstorm with cooldown, Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities, and Crush to fill. If your Protowhelp was also needed, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining, Emerald Dream to heal and Emerald Bite to fill. Next up, the Cursed Spirit. For the Cursed Spirit, we'll be using a Zandalari Kneebiter with Hunting Party, Bleakclaw and Bloodfang, and then your Anubisaf Idol and Emerald Protowhelp. Start with your Kneebiter and cast Bleakclaw, followed by Hunting Party. On the second round, the Cursed Spirit will cast Ghostly Bite and stun itself. As long as this doesn't crit, your Kneebiter will finish off the Cursed Spirit. If it does crit and your Kneebiter is defeated, just forfeit and restart the fight. When the Cursed Spirit's in its undead round, just pass or cast anything. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. Do whatever damage you can with your current pet, and then bring in either your Anubisaf Idol or Emerald Protowhelp. If using the Protowhelp, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining. Use Emerald Dream to heal and Emerald Bite to fill. If using the Anubisaf Idol, keep Sandstorm or Stone Skin active, depending on which one you've taken. Use Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities, and Crush to fill. Next up is Dark Gazer. For the Dark Gazer, we'll be using a Zandalari Ankle Render with Hunting Party, Primal Cry and Bleakclaw, and then your Anubisaf Idol and Emerald Protowhelp. Start with your Ankle Render and cast Primal Cry. This is so we become faster than Dark Gazer and thus won't have our rounds interrupted by interrupting Gaze. Then cast Bleakclaw, followed by Hunting Party. Once Hunting Party is finished, cast Primal Cry. This should finish off Dark Gazer. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. Do whatever damage you can with your current pet, and then bring in either your Anubisaf Idol or Emerald Protowhelp. If using the Protowhelp, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining. Use Emerald Dream to heal and Emerald Bite to fill. If using the Anubisaf Idol, keep Sandstorm or Stone Skin active, depending on which one you've taken. Use Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities, and Crush to fill. Next up is Defiled Earth. For the Defiled Earth, we will be using Zandalari Ankle Render with Hunting Party, Primal Cry and Bleakclaw, and then your Anubis Idol and Emerald Protowhelp. Start your Ankle Render and cast Primal Cry. This is to make us faster than Defiled Earth. Follow it up with a Bleakclaw and then Hunting Party. And then another Primal Cry if your Zandalari Ankle Render is still alive. If your Ankle Render is defeated, swap in your Anubis Idol. And cast Sandstorm. This should finish off Defiled Earth. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. If your Ankle Render was still alive, do whatever damage you can before it is defeated. Otherwise, if your idol is already in the battle, use Sandstorm with cooldown, Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities, and Crush to fill. If your Emerald Protowhelp was needed, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining, Emerald Dream when needed, and Emerald Bite to fill. Next up is Direflame. For Direflame, you will need a Zandalari Kneebiter with Hunting Party, Bleakclaw and Bloodfang, and then your Anubis Idol and Emerald Protowhelp. Start with your Kneebiter and cast Bleakclaw, followed by Hunting Party. Providing you don't get any unlucky crits, the final round of Hunting Party should finish off Direflame. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. Do whatever damage you can with your current pet, and then bring in either your Anubis Idol or Emerald Protowhelp. If using the Protowhelp, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining, use Emerald Dream to heal and Emerald Bite to fill. If using the Anubis Idol, keep Sandstorm or Stone Skin active, depending on which one you've taken. Use Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities, and Crush to fill. Next up is Dreadwalker. For Dreadwalker, we'll be using Zandalari Kneebiter with Hunting Party, Bleakclaw and Bloodfang, and a Phoenix Hatchling with Burn, Immolate and Conflagrate, and your final slot an Emerald Protowhelp with Emerald Bite, Emerald Presence and Emerald Dream. Or you can use your Anubis Idol if you prefer that one. Start with your Kneebiter and cast Bleakclaw, followed by Hunting Party. As long as you don't get any unlucky crits, the second round of Hunting Party should put Dreadwalker into its mechanical round. When Hunting Party is finished, cast anything with your Kneebiter, it will probably be defeated. When it is, bring in your Phoenix Hatchling. Now check Dreadwalker's health. If you can finish him off with Conflagrate, cast this, otherwise cast Immolate followed by Conflagrate. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. With your Phoenix Hatchling in the battle, keep the Immolate buff active, use Conflagrate and cooldown and Burn to fill. And with your Emerald Protowhelp, use Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining, use Emerald Dream when needed and Emerald Bite to fill. Next up is the Felfly. For the Felfly, we will be using a Creminius with Arcane Explosion, Howl and Surge of Power, and then your Anubis Idol and Emerald Protowhelp. Start with your Creminius, cast Arcane Explosion, followed by Howl, and then Surge of Power. This should finish off the Felfly. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. Do whatever damage you can with your current pet, and then bring in either your Anubisaf Idol or Emerald Protowhelp. If using the Protowhelp, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining. Use Emerald Dream to heal and Emerald Bite to fill. If using the Anubisaf Idol, keep Sandstorm or Stone Skin active, depending on which one you've taken. Use Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities, and Crush to fill. Next up is the Felsworm Sentry. For the Sentry, we're using a Ghastly Kid with Diseased Bite, Ethereal and Haunt. In your second slot, an Icky with Savage Talon, Bleakclaw and Flock. And in your final slot, an Emerald Protowhelp, Emerald Bite, Emerald Presence and Emerald Dream. Start with your Ghastly Kid and cast Haunt. And then bring in your Icky. With Icky in the battle, cast Bleakclaw followed by Flock. The second round of Flock will put the Felsworm Sentry into its mechanical round, where it will then be defeated by the final round of Flock. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. Do whatever damage you can with your Icky before it is defeated, and then bring in your Emerald Protowhelp. Cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining. Use Emerald Dream to heal and Emerald Bite to fill. Next up is Mirecroak. For Mirecroak, you will need a Zandalari Kneebiter with Hunting Party, Bleakclaw and Bloodfang, and then your Anubisaf Idol and Emerald Protowhelp. Start with your Kneebiter, cast Bleakclaw followed by Hunting Party. Providing you don't get turned into a frog, Mirecroak should be defeated on the second round of Hunting Party. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. Do whatever damage you can with your current pet, and then bring in either your Anubisaf Idol or Emerald Protowhelp. If using the Protowhelp, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining. Use Emerald Dream to heal and Emerald Bite to fill. If using the Anubisaf Idol, keep Sandstorm or Stone Skin active, depending on which one you've taken. Use Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities, and Crush to fill. Next up is Netherfist. For Netherfist, we'll be using a Zandalari Ankle Render with Hunting Party, Primal Cry and Bleakclaw. In your second slot, a Lost Nether Pup with Shadow Shock, Howl and Maul, and in your final slot, an Emerald Protowhelp with Emerald Bite, Emerald Presence and Emerald Dream. Or if you prefer, you can use an Anubisaf Idol. Start with your Ankle Render and cast Primal Cry. This is to make us faster than Netherfist. Follow this up with Bleakclaw, followed by Hunting Party. This fight can go one of 2 ways. When Netherfist casts Haymaker, it has a 50% chance to hit. If it hits, like it did on this fight, your Ankle Render will be defeated. If Haymaker misses, Netherfist will be stunned, and then your Ankle Render will likely defeat Netherfist on the next round of Hunting Party. If your Ankle Render was defeated, bring in your Lost Nether Pup and cast Shadow Shock until Netherfist is defeated. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. Do whatever damage you can with your current pet, and then bring in either your Anubisaf Idol or Emerald Protowhelp. If using the Protowhelp, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining. Use Emerald Dream to heal and Emerald Bite to fill. If using the Unubisaf idol, keep Sandstorm or Stone Skin active, depending on which one you've taken. Use Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities, and Crush to fill. Next up is Skrillix. Skrillix is located in a cave. For Skrillix, you will need a Sister of Temptation with Shadow Shock, Curse of Doom, and Haunting Song. In your second slot, an Icky with Quills, Bleakclaw, and Flock. And in your final slot, an Emerald Protowhelp, Emerald Bite, Emerald Presence, and Emerald Dream. Start with your Sister of Temptation and cast Curse of Doom. Followed by Haunting Song for a little heal. Skrillix will use Dodge and be unattackable anyway. Now swap to Icky. And then cast Bleakclaw followed by Flock. Flock applies the Shattered Defense debuff, which will make Curse of Doom deal double damage when it hits, which should finish off Skrillix. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. Do whatever damage you can with your current pet, and then bring in your Emerald Protowhelp and cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining. Use Emerald Dream when needed and Emerald Bite to fill. And finally, the Vile Blood of Draenor. For the Vile Blood, we'll be using a Zandalari Kneebiter with Hunting Party, Bleakclaw and Bloodfang. And then your Unubisaf idol and Emerald Protowhelp. Start with your Kneebiter and cast Bleakclaw, followed by Hunting Party. Once Hunting Party is finished, cast Bloodfang. Your Kneebiter will likely be defeated before this hits. If and when it is, bring in your Unubisaf idol and cast Crush or Sandstorm if you've taken it to finish off the Vile Blood. If you prefer, you could have brought in your Emerald Protowhelp and used Emerald Bite. Now finish up the 2 remaining pets, avoiding as much damage as you can whilst Fel Corruption is active. If using the Unubisaf idol, keep Sandstorm or Stone Skin if you've taken it active. Use Deflection to avoid any hard hitting abilities and Crush to fill. If using the Emerald Protowhelp, cast Emerald Presence and refresh this with 1 round remaining. Use Emerald Dream when needed and Emerald Bite to fill. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.